Two gardens, one postcode, the same weather-based water timer. The big lawn came through summer, looking better than it has any right to. The pots on the patio were dead by Friday. Same forecast, same box, two verdicts, nothing broke. The machine tells the truth about one half of your garden and guesses about the other. I am Michal. I drive buses in Belfast. Today, watering by weather maths. What it calculates, where it wins, and where it lies. Let us start with what this machine actually is, because the box will not tell you plainly. A weather-based controller is a bookkeeper. Every day your garden runs a bank account of water. The sun makes a withdrawal. Wind makes a withdrawal. A hot, bright, breezy afternoon empties the account fast, and a gray, still day barely touches it. Rain is the deposit. Back in Series 1, we gave this daily loss a name, the invisible tap, and a proper word, evapotranspiration. The controller takes that idea and does the sums. Each evening it reads the weather that actually happened. It works out roughly what your garden lost, subtracts what the rain paid back, and waters only the difference. No moods, no guessing, no round numbers. Yesterday cost the garden this much, the sky repaid that much, here is the shortfall. That is genuinely a step above the rain skip we met earlier this series. Rain skip is a bouncer. Rain coming, cancel the watering. This is an accountant. It scales the watering up in a heat wave and trims it down in a cool week, without you touching a thing. And I will be straight with you, on the big, open, boring parts of a garden, that arithmetic works impressively well. Interesting question is why? Because the answer is also the reason it fails on your patio. So what goes into the bookkeeper's ledger? 5 kinds of number, and it helps to name them. Temperature, how hot the day ran. Sunshine, how much energy beat down. Wind, how fast dry air swept the moisture away. Humidity, how thirsty that air was in the first place. And rain, the only deposit in the book. 5 readings, mixed into one estimate of what your garden lost. Notice something about that list. Not one of those numbers comes from your garden. They come from a weather feed for your area. The same numbers your neighbor's controller gets, and the golf course, and the car park. The machine is not measuring your soil. It is estimating your sky, and that is the honest limit of weather math. It works out what the weather should have taken. It never once checks what your roots actually receive. In the trade, they say it estimates demand and ignores supply. A bookkeeper who reads the bank statements beautifully, but has never opened your wallet. Now, to be fair to the machine, it is a very good guesser. The science behind those 5 numbers is solid. It is how the professionals water acres. I will also say this for it. The controller has never once apologized for the weather. I respect that. But a good guess about the sky is still a guess about the ground. Hold that thought. So where does an estimate like that actually win? On the ground that behaves like an average. Think about a decent-sized lawn, or a long mixed border. First, rain genuinely lands there. When the ledger records a deposit, the deposit really arrived. Second, there is proper depth of soil underneath. Deep soil is a reservoir, and a reservoir forgives. If the estimate runs 10% hot one week, the ground carries the error and nobody dies. Third, the area is simply too big to measure. You are not burying a probe in every square meter of a lawn. Estimating is not the lazy choice out there. It is the only sane one. My depot works the same way. Nobody stands at every stop in Belfast counting passengers before deciding how many buses to run. They plan the network on demand. Saturday match, more buses. School term, tighter mornings. Across a whole city, planning on prediction is the only way it works. And the controller is more honest than my depot. It reads the weather that actually happened, not a calendar guess. So across acres of open ground, weather maths is the right tool. Which brings us to the strange part. The very things that make the estimate work out there, the rain arriving, the deep soil, the bigness, Every one of them is missing on a patio. Same maths, different ground. Watch what happens. Now let me show you where the bookkeeper gets it wrong, and it is probably where you keep your favorite plants. The controller waters the average garden, and nothing on a patio is average. Start under glass. The ledger hears it rained 12 millimeters and writes a deposit. But your greenhouse never sees a drop of rain, ever. Under glass, the true deposit is always 0, and the book says otherwise. We met these covered corners in the rain skip trap episode. The pots by the wall, the baskets under the eaves, the bed in the rain shadow. Money the ledger swears went in, and the account never received. Now the withdrawals. A hanging basket holds hours of water, not days. On a hot afternoon, it can be down to nothing by tea time, while the lawn beside it is still comfortable. The average withdrawal rate means nothing to a basket. It is the fastest spender you own. Add the microclimates. The bed against a south wall bakes. The gap between houses is a wind tunnel. The shady corner barely spends at all. One estimate, laid over 10 different accounts. So the numbers in the ledger are right, and the accounts they describe are wrong. The maths never fails on the maths. It fails on the math. Big and open, trust the estimate. Small, covered, or potted, you need eyes and fingers instead. So here is what I actually do with all this, and it is not complicated. Run the split, walk your garden once, and sort it into 2 piles. Pile 1, the open ground. Lawn, borders, anything that catches real rain and sits on real depth. That pile is allowed to be watered by weather logic. Whether that is a clever controller or you glancing at the forecast before you set the week's schedule. Pile 2, everything in a pot, everything under glass, everything tucked under a wall or an overhang. That pile never gets watered by arithmetic. It gets measured. Lift the pot, feel the weight, push a finger into the compost 5 centimeters down. Or stand a cheap probe in the root zone, the tribes we met 2 episodes back. Or a container, one direct measurement beats any forecast ever written. I will add the honest bit for my own city. In West Belfast, the bookkeeper spends most mornings writing the same entry. Rain again, no watering needed. A free finger in the soil tells me that just as well. Weather maths earns its money in a dry East Coast summer, on big thirsty ground. In a wet climate, on a small garden. It is a solution looking for a problem. Know which garden you have, and which half of it you are standing in. That is the whole trick of this episode. Time for the kit corner, and today it is really the split made of brass. On my own tap runs the Johgee 4-zone timer. I will say plainly what it is not. It is not a weather controller. It does not do this evotranspiration arithmetic, and I would not claim otherwise. What it gives me is 4 separate outlets, each on its own schedule, and that is exactly what the split needs. The lawn zone runs the weather logic. I set its schedule to the season, and the rain delay holds it off after a proper soak. The container zone ignores the sky completely. Short, steady morning drinks, size to the pots, checked by my finger, not a forecast. If your whole garden is pots on a patio, hear me. Do not buy anything that reads weather. A probe, a finger, and a notebook will beat it every time. Before the route ends, let me hand the maths to the people without the gadget, because you can run this ledger yourself for nothing. First, a confession from the forums that I think about far too often. A gardener posted, "It was me. I am sorry. I caused the drought. I bought a water butt 6 weeks ago and it has not rained since." Now that is weather maths too. Folk weather maths. We all do it. The butt that stops the rain, the knee that predicts it, the sky that looks like it might. The controller just swaps the folklore for arithmetic, and you can borrow the arithmetic without buying the box. 4 entries kept in your head. 1. Hot, bright, or windy day. That is a big withdrawal day. Check the pots before tea, no excuses. 2. Gray, cool and still, small withdrawal. Most things can wait. 3. Proper rain counts as a deposit only for the open ground. 4. Under glass or under an overhang, write 0 every time whatever fell. That is the whole engine of a weather controller running on a free brain. Do it for 1 week and something odd happens. You stop asking whether the garden needs water because you already know. The sky has been doing the sums in front of you all along. You just started reading them.